Hey, Battle Bill here with another video, and today we're getting some more Great League Go Battle League battles. So far, I've covered all the important new stuff that's come to Season 4 Great League battles, and you know, over all the videos I've done, I've covered a lot of meta, I've covered a nice amount of spice also, but today we got some of the spiciest of the spice that I want to share with you guys. And it's submitted by a fellow YouTuber of the name of Shrady. You've definitely seen him on the channel. I think about a week ago, I shoutcasted another set, his double dark strategy. I'm going to leave his link in the description. He's a great content creator, does a really good job just producing Pokemon Go Battle League content, so I highly recommend you go there. If you didn't sub last time I shouted him out, sub this time. It'd be really appreciated on my end, and I know he would appreciate it too. He has submitted a set using Ariados. I have not watched this set yet, so I'm just excited to check it out and to share these battles with you guys. So if you're excited for this extreme spice, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also go to Shrady's channel and go like, comment, subscribe there. I actually think he did a video on Ariados. It might be the same set, so I'm kind of excited to give a second perspective or a second shoutcast, essentially, just kind of like going over the battle, seeing how it looks and seeing how competitive Ariados can actually be. So let's check it out. So the team he's running it with Ariados or Ariados. Correct my pronunciation in the comment section as the lead, Azumarill, what looks like since it's in the second slot as a safe swap, and then Galarian Stunfisk in the back as his closer. That's typically how I set up my Pokemon when I make my teams. He's getting into his first match, and Ariados has that poison and bug typing, so that's a positive situation going up against the fairy typing of clefable. It looks like he's running the quick move of Infestation up against his clefable, which got like a slight boost I think in Season 3, so it generates energy a little bit better, and you'll notice he's spamming these cross poisons very quickly. He's already at 2 of them. The first one did a solid chunk to the clefable. This next one will either take it out or get the first shield. It gets the first shield. His opponent now swaps into a Unova Stunfisk, and he counters with his Azumarill. So in this situation, considering he has shield advantage, he's sitting in a pretty good spot. His opponent's going for their first charge move here. Ends up being a Mud Bomb. He decided not to shield it. I'm guessing his opponent was assuming, since he's at a shield advantage, that he might as well go for the slightly cheaper move there, and ended up backfiring because he did not decide to shield that. And now his opponent goes for Discharge, which does a good chunk, puts the Azu in the yellow, but he's still keeping his shield advantage here, which is important for late game. I'm actually quite curious. I haven't checked out Ariados' stats, but I can only assume it's not exactly the bulkiest. Now his opponent counters or brings in a Victory Bell after the Stunfisk goes down, and I can only assume he's going back into the Ariados, and let's see how well it'll handle these Razor Leafs, because it should double resist it. Poison should resist it, and the bug typing should resist it. Goes for another cross poison, and it's chipping away at the Ariados, and it's handling these Razor Leafs pretty well, so I mean that makes sense. Again, double resisted. The logic makes sense there. Correct? No, I don't think I'm wrong about that one. Me and my typings, we're going to get it together. I'm trying to make it natural. That's why I'm not double checking. So if I'm wrong, correct me, but I'm pretty confident in my statement that Ariados double resists. Either way, he's going for another cross poison here, gets his opponent's last shield, and the Victory Bell is almost down, and he gets to one more cross poison. So Infestation is a quick move, and cross poison is a charge move. It is extremely spammy. I actually never realized how spammy it was, and like the cross poison doesn't look like a terrible move. I've just heard it typically has bad stats there, but it chipped away at that Victory Bell pretty well. And now his opponent's going for a last ditch charge move. This is going to be a Meteor Mash. Galarian Stunfisk will resist it. He could honestly just throw the Rock Slide and win this match, but he's going for the Earthquake to really just put that nail in the coffin, and he's going to take his first match with that Ariados lead. So, you might say what he put behind the Ariados is extremely meta, which is understandable, but if you're trying to get away with any spice, you really can't make a full team of 3 Pokemon that are extremely spicy. So I think he can get away with that because he's trying to flex Ariados, and so far, you know, off to a positive start. We got some bug-on-bug action here with the Galvantula lead going up against his Ariados, and the Galvantula goes for a lunge, which is, again, a bug-type move, so the Ariados was able to resist it. He called it assuming that the Galvantula in this new meta would want to go for the debuff move as much as possible, whereas it could have thrown a Discharge and definitely would have hurt a lot more. Now he's able to get to another cross poison, again, just absolutely spamming. I gotta admit, I'm quite impressed at how spammy Ariados is. It is getting chunked away at by these Volt Switches, but it also has the opposing Galvantula pretty low, and he's using his first shield here. Ended up being another lunge, and he's going to throw at least one more, probably only one more cross poison. I'm assuming after this lands, the Volt Switch will go through and take out the Ariados, but they don't shield, and the Galvantula goes down. Never mind, I was wrong. I did not think a double debuffed Cross Poison would end up finishing off that Ariados. So they come in with, finishing off that Galvantula, sorry. They come in with the Azumarill to finish his Ariados, and he goes into his own Azumarill, and he probably has a positive situation here, but it all depends on what moveset his opponent's running on their Azumarill, and they're running Hydro Pump and Ice Beam. You can tell that because of the fact that if they had Play Rough, they would have just thrown it there right off the bat. They wouldn't have gone for the Hydro Pump. He has Play Rough and Hydro Pump, and that is going to benefit him in this mirror match, and essentially allow his Azumarill to leave this matchup probably with at least a nice amount of health at the very least. It'll definitely win out this matchup. So we're just going to see some charge moves thrown back and forth. He's also getting to them quicker because of the fact that Play Rough is just a cheaper move than Hydro Pump, on top of the fact that it's going to do less damage when it comes through against his Azumarill right here. Notice how he's in the yellow, the opposing Azumarill's in the red, and he's literally at another Play Rough. He could overcharge a little bit, which is what it looks like he's doing, but his opponent decided to go for the cheap move and go for the Ice Beam here to try and sneak in and finish off the Azu, but the Azu still has enough health and is going to be able to survive it. So now, once his Play Rough goes through, it'll definitely take out the Azu unless they decide to shield. They decided not to shield, and he's trying to swap immediately, which is what I was going to recommend, because you don't want your Azu with that much health to just sit there. It's just going to get farmed by whatever his opponent's last Pokemon is. So he made the smart call there. Their last Pokemon is an Umbreon. It's going to spam as many foul plays as possible, and he wants to get off this Earthquake and land it in order to win out this matchup. He's going straight for it, assuming because Umbreon is so bulky, they won't want to shield it at first, but they decided to shield it, which is unfortunate. But he's still able to spam these Earthquakes, and at least now that he got the shield, he could just go straight for Earthquake and doesn't have to think about it too much. Now the question becomes, can this Galarian Sunfist hold on long enough and survive these foul plays to get off, I'm going to say, at least 2 Earthquakes? It's going to take 2 Earthquakes to at least take it out. It might not take it out from there. Yeah, 2 Earthquakes technically wouldn't even take it out. Once he gets off the next one, it'll put the Umbreon on the red. He's definitely going to need the shield, so he's going to need an Earthquake and a Rock Slide to finish off this Umbreon in this situation. Will he be able to pull it off? He's looking to try and pull off a Sack Swap. Ooh, had the window open. Don't know if he actually clicked or not, but unfortunately his opponent got the foul play through. His Galarian Stunfisk is in the red, but it should, I don't know if it's going to survive those Snarls. This is going to be a really close one. Those Mud Shots did get that Umbreon's health a little bit lower. Is it low enough? Will he be able to bubble down before? Wow, the Azu was able to come in and bubble down before the Umbreon snarled down his Azu or even got to another foul play. Quite impressive. Takes the second match of the set. The backlines in that last match were pretty meta, but Ariados did its job and took out the new bug in town, Galvantula. So let's get into the third match of the set. He's got an Ariados on Toxicroak lead, and honestly, I wonder how this plays out, because Ariados is going to double resist these counters coming at it, and it's only going to take neutral damage from potential Mud Bombs. He decides to swap though, and he's going to catch a Mud Bomb on his Azumarill, so I'm guessing he ran the Sims and potentially Toxicroak wins that one out. I guess maybe it spams it better, plus the Toxicroak would either double or single resist the Cross Poisons and at least single resist the Silver Wind. We haven't even seen the bug move going off. What is that bug move? I gotta double check. I can't even see it from here. But either way, he brings in the Azumarill to deal with this Toxicroak. He's gonna go for a neutral Play Rough because that's really all he needs to go for since Toxicroak is so glassy. It ends up getting a shield, and now we're just going to see how the rest of this matchup plays out, because he was able to call the Sludge Bomb, which was pretty huge, but it looks like the Toxicroak is probably at another Sludge Bomb here, and the question now becomes, does he want to shield again? He is deciding to shield again, ends up being another Sludge Bomb. He's going to get this Play Rough off. This Play Rough will also take out the Toxicroak, but it might end up shielding, realizing that it's not running Ice Beam, and thinking or knowing that it can at least outpace it to the next charge move. So he's looking to pull a swap, but instead was able to bubble it down. I feel like it should have been at a Mud Bomb. It looks like they got a bit greedy there and were trying to go for that Sludge Bomb there, which they really didn't need. Either way, now that Azu's a bunch of energy, throws the Play Rough, lands it on the Umbreon, gets about a third of its health, and now this Umbreon's going to have to throw a Foul Play to take out the Azumarill. He's already got the Umbreon down to half its health, so let's see how this is going to play out. Umbreon gets the foul play, takes out the... Oh, didn't take out the Azumarill! The Azumarill survived with like 1 HP. Alright, Azumarill's going to work in this match. Ariados unfortunately hasn't done too much. Hopefully it could take out whatever that last Pokemon is in the back. Ends up being a Skarmory. He brings in the Ariados. Oh, it's Mega Horn. He brings in the Ariados. Really didn't need to. He has Galarian Sunfisk in the back, which was going to finish off this match. But you know, it is an Ariados feature, so you might as well throw it in there and throw that double resisted poison move, and then flex your Galarian Sunfisk to take the third match of the set. You know what? Solid team at least. Ariados fits pretty well with the other two. let's check out the fourth match of the set. Let's see what Ariados is going to go up against here and see if it'll put in a little bit more work in this next match. He's got Ariados on a wigglytuff lead. So apparently people, beginning of Season 4, wanted to bring the Charmer's bag out, and Shrady was ready for it with his Ariados lead here with these poison moves and that poison bug typing. So he's building up the 2 cross poisons. He's going to do exactly what he did to the clefable in the first match, I think it was. And this will either do a solid chunk to the wigglytuff. It did a solid chunk. That's about 40% of its health, I would say. And he's already at a second one. So that opposing wigglytuff, that's the awesome thing about running Spice. They have no idea what the charge moves are or what the quick move is, and have no idea how spammy it could potentially be. And honestly, he could leave in his Ariados here, and he could shield this. That was pretty quick, even though I wouldn't recommend going for the Leaf Blade, but I had a feeling that was a double resisted Leaf Blade. Ariados would have definitely survived that, but considering how low its health was, no need to risk it, considering the fact that Ariados has 2 moves that are going to deal a ton of damage to this shift tree. These infestations are chunking at it. Honestly, I mean, he didn't have to use a shield, so this works out going for the cross poison. But what he also could have done here was he could have just completely farmed down the shift tree and then shielded whatever charge move came back in so that he could, oh my god, they quit. That Ariados did not just essentially sweep that entire team. Hey, you know what? Like I said, didn't do too much in the last match. It just carried that match. 1 lead, slaughtered the shift tree. I wish I knew what their last Pokemon was. I'm actually still in awe at what I just witnessed. Last video, oh no, the video before that, you saw me sweep a team with Mew. He just swept a team. Yes, they quit, and maybe that last Pokemon could have finished off the Ariados, but they quit. He just swept the team with Ariados. If that deserves a sub alone in itself. Please, go to the link in my description. Go and sub to his channel. He earned it just on that alone. I'm sorry. I can't even speak. Let me commentate this match. He lost lead. He had a Fire Fang Mawile up against his Ariados, so he had to get out there. You know, Ariados can't beat everything. So he swapped into his Galarian Stunfisk. He's still on this Rock Slide here, but he built up to the Earthquake, so he was able to get the shield. But now this Galarian Stunfisk is being chunked at by these Fire Fangs. He was trying to get to another Earthquake here, and if he wants to get this Earthquake off, he has to use a shield that he's using. He ends up shielding a Power Punch, unfortunately. This Earthquake would take out the Mawile, but considering they've already powered up a couple times, and that Mawile has a lot of health, they decide to shield it, which I'm not too surprised at, because now it's just going to be able to Fire Fang away at his Galarian Stunfisk. So he has to come in with Azumarill here, because those double powered up Fire Fangs, or maybe tripled, I might have missed it, are going to absolutely obliterate the Ariados. He made sure to wait out the switch timer, though, in case they decide to swap, he can match their swap. And now this Mawile is getting to a charge move, but honestly it didn't feel like it was that many Fire Fangs, so it ends up only being another Power Punch. Didn't have to worry about a potential Iron Head. They now swap into a Shadow Blossom, and now he can essentially just chunk it. He's getting a little bit of lag. He could chunk this thing down with Infestation because it's dealing super effective damage. That lag seems like it cost him a little bit. It seems like they got some extra Razor Leafs in that they should not have gotten in, and now he has to tank that Leaf Blade, but again, double resisted, doesn't hurt that much, but that also kind of ruins his chance to try and farm down the Blossom. What I might have done here was just throwing the Cross Poison and then try to commit to the farm down, but considering all that lag, I could understand why he just went for the Mega Horn to try and get rid of this thing. The Mawile comes back in. He tried to get to another Mega Horn to finish off the Mawile. Unfortunately, was not able to. If he would have thrown the Cross Poison, it probably would have done literally nothing, since it's double resist. No, it's single resist. It's a Fairy type. Maybe should have thrown the Cross Poison there, because Mawile is also glassy. But either way, it gets off a Power Punch there. He's going to commit to a Bubble Down since a Mawile really can't hurt his Azumarill, and he has to hope that whatever his opponent's last Pokemon is ends up being a Bastiodon. Does not want to see Hydro Pumps from this Azumarill. So Azumarill going to come in clutch here. So he had Ariados come in clutch in a couple matches. He's had Azumarill come in clutch in a couple matches. Pretty fair team play, you know. When you put together a team, everybody should be contributing. It's more expected from Azumarill, though, because it is the Metamon. But you know what I'm saying? Ariados put in some work, though. I got to admit, I was quite impressed from what I saw there, and I hope you guys were too. Make sure to let me know in the comment section. Shrady, thank you again for submitting that set. It was extremely solid. Honestly, I was quite surprised at the work that Ariados put in, and always feel free to submit me more sets. If you guys want to submit me a set, the link to my Google form is in the description of my channel, and also again, the link to Shrady's channel is in the description, so go throw him a like, a comment, a sub, somewhere on his channel. He definitely deserves it. Other than that, let me know what you thought of the team. Let me know what you thought about Ariados. I want to hear from you guys and hear your opinions. Either way, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.